question of estate and wills, I want to read something quickly from Lisa Carey Jero, one of our listeners. She posted on 19 Facebook page. She said, "My dad passed and left no will. It caused so many issues. Fair means something different to everyone. They interpret it when it's not written down." And to what you've been saying, though, Tina, that is that when you have the ability and the capacity to do a will while you're alive, and you're mentally sound to do so, it allows you to have the final interpretation
right.
on your wishes, and not in the case of Lisa Carey Jero. She says people interpret it when it's not written down, means their own interpretation,
exactly.
not what your interpretation is.
Exactly, and that's very true. That is very true. I've seen court cases where, contrary to even some of the things that were written down, people have kind of injected their own interpretation as to what it is they want to see happen, right?
Right.
They're saying what they did and the things that they paid for and the actions they've taken. But that might have all been just in the last few weeks, not over years of time of care, years of time of caring for the person that's now passed away. It has nothing to do with what the person who actually passed away wanted, right? But they're just injecting their own selfish interests before the court, and when nothing else is presented, that's what the court will go with, right? Because the person who's bringing the claim has to support it. If you don't file anything objecting and saying why this claim is bogus, pretty much, then the court has nothing to support you on, you know. So I think that's a very fair point, because it is going to be interpreted differently by different individuals, and if you're not prepared for that, you can get the, you know, basically short end of the stick. Unfortunately, I've seen that happen.
But the reason why this is such an important conversation, and it's profoundly personal to Tina, because if imagine somebody who's not been supportive of you while you're alive, right, who didn't care about you, right, wasn't there to take you to the doctor, did not care about what prescription the doctors prescribed for you, did not follow through to find out if in fact it was the right prescription, right?
Right.
And don't care what you had for dinner, what you're having for breakfast, what you're having for lunch. On the other hand, you have another child who cared about, you know, who called you and said, "What do you want for dinner?" "Okay, in fact, I'll get you this for lunch, dinner," and so forth. And all of that, you know, I mean, was cared truly for you and did everything. And then you're not here. The one that you know could care less about you, you know, didn't lose sleep over the fact that you died, you know, may pretend to be, but really did not lose sleep.
Right.
But is the one that ends up getting to say in your wishes. I mean, you can't fight back from the grave. You can't.
Right. No, you can't. And so I think that's why what you said was so important, just finalizing your own last wishes and you having a final say on it, because that's what it is for. That's the intent of it all, is for you to be able to make those directives, right? For you to be able to have your say in it, because your stuff, you know, you're not taking it with you, but you can definitely instruct what you want to happen with it when you're gone.
Right.
And I think people take that for granted. I won't say they misunderstand it, but they take it for granted, just the power of it all. Because when we hear it, we think we know what it means, but then when we put it into that kind of context about, you know, this person coming now around, and we really personalize it, because everybody has this story. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody has a story similar to this. We can really better understand it in those terms, because we see the real life examples of it happening every single day. And again, this is something that, even though we might not want to talk about it, it's going to affect everybody some way, somehow, sometime, right? We just don't know when.